Hello and welcome to Iron Dinos. I'm Sean and today we're looking at Vampire Survivors, a game that I really shouldn't like and have played about 20 hours of. And the reason is really simple. This is the gameplay loop. You start with a singular attack that fires intermittently at a random enemy on screen. You need to use this to mow down the starter enemies, to gain gems, to gain levels, which gives you additional attacks. After a while, you have a pretty decent bank of weapons and defences and buffs all powered up, so it's then a game of keeping things away from you. The game will continue to just throw waves and waves of stuff at you, and it gets pretty hectic. I am a golden god! Burn in the light of my glory! Everything will die! Nothing can touch me! Oh, loot! No, but seriously, the absolute gem of this game is just the building. It's so perfectly tuned that you start with so little, so everything, if you look around, after a while you'll get all your favourites, which I have. You know, the knife is a thing that shoots in a specific direction, which gives you a little control over what's happening. But yeah, whenever you start, any little enemy, which are these little guys here, they're always a danger. As you can hear, my thing's going down. So here's garlic. That's my favourite attack. So that gives me a little aura that will kill all of these first wave enemies as soon as they come near me. So they can't even attack. But I wouldn't even say it starts quite relaxing. It doesn't start relaxing because you know you need to build as many enemies, as many levels, and kill off as many of these guys as quickly as possible. And there is a randomness to it. There is a random to whether they actually drop gems or not. Now these little red guys are a little stronger, so they can get through a bit. So now I can't just walk into enemies or anything, and we're only a minute in. This game escalates ridiculously. Now this is my 20-odd hour save in, so yeah, we'll keep doing that for now. So I've actually got a map here. Look, it shows some things to collect. I've unlocked a secret. What we're doing now, we're going to go down. I've unlocked a secret thing. A little thing tells me to do certain things. It tells me to go down in the Gallow Tower. So we're going to head down there and we can see what we can find. But each level has loads of things to find as well. Each level has a coffin, which is supposed to... oh, that time that activated a trap. So it's... set all these candelabras around. They'll explode after a few seconds. Yeah, so it's got tons of stuff to do in all of them. Every level has a coffin in it, so you need to go do that. That unlocks a new character on the select screen that you then need to pay to... you then need to see the money I'm earning at the top. Oh, I've earned 0 gold so far, but you do that and that eventually unlocks more characters that you have to pay for and stuff like that. So you've got loads of different play styles. One of the first ones I unlocked was a cat. The character actually plays really badly. It is virtually impossible to play with, but her attack is cat, so, you know, I had to go with that. But look, wall chicken, a lot of them very heavily influenced from by Castlevania, as you've probably noticed already. But yeah, all we want to do for the first several minutes, as much as possible, while you're getting these nice easy waves, is get as much build up as many levels as possible, because, well, the levels don't really matter. Here we go, finally getting some gold. Levels don't really matter. What matters is getting a decent bank of arsenal before the dangerous enemies come along. Now, you've always got, but that will be largely at random as to what you can get. So you're not going to get your favourite, or you're not necessarily going to get your favourite loadout every time. Oh, here we go. Here's a supercharged enemy. He's that glowing orb around him, so you want to keep him at bay, knock him out, and that will unload a chest. A chest will always give you an upgrade for one of your weapons. So this time it's gone for the water. And a load of money, which you then need on the, the earlier screens of the game to unlock stuff. What you've also got, that seems to be, I'm not sure if I'm correct in this, but it seems that opening chests is the only way to fully evolve a weapon as well. So you get them up to level 9, I think it is, and then you can fully evolve them, and then they become... they gain power and they gain, range and everything every level anyway. But after that, they take a massive, upgrade in power, and that's where you need to get at least your main weapon. I always try to get my main weapon up to that. Oh, here we go. There's another drop, which is stopwatch. Stops everything on screen, so you can just run around and kill them and mop up any coins you want. I say we'll go down soon because that is what I was told to. That's what the secret told me to do. So we'll go have a look at that, see if we can unlock anything. If I can get down that far. Again, we're not going to go just yet because I want a few more levels. Oh, bugger! That was the spinach and not the laurel. The spinach is okay. It upgrades all base power by 10, so it is very handy to have. But I thought it was the laurel. Now, my absolute favourite combination is the garlic and the laurel, because the garlic kills anything that comes in range. It immediately starts poisoning them and hurting them. And the laurel gives you a force shield. And when you start upgrading that, when you start upgrading that, it actually gives a shock to anything that touches you, and then eventually it'll just pretty much kill anything that touches you. So it's really handy if something does get through. It mucks them up before it can actually start damaging you. We'll have one more of them. Yeah, that's why the knife is one of the handiest weapons in the game, because it's I believe it's the only one you can directly aim. I've got a lot of upgrades by this point from the main screen. Like this is nowhere near your base. It's really clever because where you start, the game feels about levels. It feels about, I just need to get one more level, I just need to get one more level, and then things get increasingly ludicrous, and you die at about 12 minutes in. But what the game is actually about is time. It's all about how long you can sustain your run, because where your starting point is and everything like that, when you eventually get to... Every level caps out a half hour, heavy asterisk. So, do this chest now. Hopefully this will do my my little diamond. No, okay, fine. We're nowhere near fully doing that. But yeah, when you eventually realise this, it's more about time, because you complete a stage by getting to surviving for 30 minutes, which is not that easy. Ah, lightning. Here we go. Not the hardest thing in the world. Once you get used to it and you lock a load of upgrades from the start screen and that, it's very hard at first. But it's all about managing wave after wave of monster. And we've not got anything hard yet. You've not seen anything particularly tricky. Again, this is all stuff. This is level 4, I think it is. So this is all stuff that would absolutely wreck you with the base stats at the start of the game. Where I am, it's making everything a lot more manageable. So, garlic. Just want to get a couple more levels. What I'm looking for is to get around 10 minutes, and then we'll start heading down. I'm not yet confident that we are starting to get some slightly tougher enemies. These guys take more hits, as you can see. They're starting to get into the circle rather than just instantly dying. But yeah, I know so far I've made the game look a lot like walking round and round in a circle, which is perhaps not the most exciting thing in the world. Again, when you're starting the game, that's not how you can play. You can't really do that. And when you're I want to get some of the more advanced stuff, because I know there's stuff that there's stuff that seemed utterly insurmountable that I'm now pretty sure I can kill if I can get the right load up and get the right stats and stuff like that. But you need other things to do it, so I don't know where I am in terms of the game. Like, I've played 20 hours of it. I can do most levels, but I've still got at least one more level to unlock. Because I can't survive the full 30 minutes in... It's level 5 or 6. It's very, very hard. Very, very tough. So, yeah, it's really all about... At this stage, I'm trying to have a look through some of the secrets, unlock stuff like that, just to see what's going to help me in the long term. Right, we'll add another projectile to that. Things like additional health only really work later in the game, because it will... You have a base stat when the first things are upgraded is that you can slowly regenerate health. Look, I'm only at level 26. It will slowly regenerate a little bit of health, which is incredibly helpful as you get further on. But there's no point updating my... There's no point updating that at this stage in the game. That's something you kind of need at the 20-minute mark, maybe the 25-minute mark. Right with that stuff for now. For now, it's just about getting levels and getting powers and getting powers up. There we go. Right, now it's starting to get a bit tougher. So now we're going to head down. So I'm going to put more in the lightning. The lightning is really handy. And that gets ridiculously overpowered as well, which is glorious. There we go. Oh, see? Start taking damage there. They're really satisfying. Like, all the sound effects in this are incredibly satisfying. Why the waves are this crazy? I'd be stupid not to take advantage of it. But, yeah. Just all the waves are... All the sound effects are super satisfying. So it's really simple. A high-pitched kind of sound when your health is going down. You can hear that over everything else. It's an incredibly well-crafted game for something so incredibly simple. And I have never fallen for a game of this type the way I have for this. I used to play Smash TV. Back in the day. I've got a couple of extra things here, so I can skip a level, which just gives me a load more XP, or I can banish. So if I say don't want Candelabra to ever show up in this again, I can banish it, but that does take one of my turns. So effectively, I don't get any power up. I get to banish a power up, stop it coming up again. But after a little while, it locks, because you can only have 6, I think it's 6 weapons. So eventually it starts funneling down to you're only updating those, and that's when they start getting hyper powered. So that's another projectile. You are going to be... They're not always highlighted in blue, the ones that have a special or have a chest. They're normally just larger enemies, so you can see them, you can clearly note them when they're on screen. Here we go. Right, I've now got the ultimate version of my base weapon. Rune Tracer. I call it the diamond, because that's what it is in Castlevania. Watch this. It now explodes every time it hits shit. There it goes. Right. Garlic, because we want to get that on full. Because I don't have the laurel as well, which is normally a massive help. So, there we go. Main weapon is fully charged. That will help evolve that. So we'll do that. And we're going to go down. finding the secret character in this level required finding a mirror that was broken, and or a funny mirror, and you had to go through it, and you found like a little extra dimension. So the only hint we've got on this is to go down. It doesn't really show what it's going to give you when you do that. Right, one more projectile. I did just see me on the map. Oh, right, there we go. We're around all that chicken, so we're just going down, 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 down. These kind of enemies now, like these guys, they're just tougher. There's not a lot of them, so you're not going to get a lot of gems out of them, so it's not really worth fighting them. This is the point where you can just start making your moves. Or when I start making my moves, if I'm heading to a specific point. And we just got to look for anything abnormal. But it says down, so I'm guessing, as you can see on those, there's a couple of things marked on the map. It's none of those. I know what all of those are. And I've had them all before. The thing is, the one thing I can't remember actually, if you look at the little red, there's a little red arrow to the left and a little red arrow to the right. And I can never remember which one is which, because one helps and the other one hinders. Yeah, one is a one curses you, so makes things harder. See, that was on the map. There you go. Weapon durability increase. That's handy. Oh, I am taking a few hits. All effects last 10% longer, because most things do have a cooldown and a stop. I'm down quite a lot of my favourite things. I said I don't have the laurel. Really like the laurel. That's the shield. I really like the books. The book will spin around you, and when that is fully, as you saw earlier in the video, the fully evolved version, it never stops. It spirals around you. The more books you've got, the more it can effectively make an impenetrable force shield. It's an absolutely incredible power up. I don't have that either, so I might not even be able to do the 30 minutes. Let's do the garlic again, because by the end of these, as you might imagine, what it sends is waves of the largest and most hit-heavy enemies just at you and at you and at you. So there's no room for maneuver, there's no getting around it or anything. You just have to have enough stuff to keep them at bay and keep them away from you, otherwise you are going down. That. These always come with one of these ghosts. Killing them will automatically add to one of your more passive stats. It doesn't add to a weapon. It tends to add to like your resistance or something like that. But they do take a lot of hits. Now that gold ring needs to be paired with something, and I haven't figured them out yet. So I'm not going to get it. Fire wand is good. You will help evolve my knife. So I just got lots of XP, so we jumped up several levels there. It's always nice killing one of these because they're, you know, big and tough. It makes you feel good to beat them. Damage up, damage up. I always prefer to play defensive, but that's, you know, it's not really an option today, as I've not got what I want. I've not got everything I would have liked. But that is a part of the randomizer. But there's, I'm not going to say there's very few, because it's not like there are few options. There are loads and loads and loads of options. But there aren't so many that you're going to get 5 minutes into a run, or that I get 5 minutes into a run and then go nope and quit. I think there's armor, taking a bit of a kicking. Damage. I I have managed to get a couple of times get so much crap on screen it's slowed down my Xbox, which is something of an achievement. Oh, see, I just clipped that guy. Look how much. Look, I just did a. It took a chunk out of my health. Even at this point, we're only quarter of an hour in, and I'm already having to be quite careful. Now I've got a revive on this character, so. Oh, we've fully evolved the knives. Here we go. Is it fully evolved? Ooh, that's done something different. I'm not sure what that's done. That's not what normally happens. It normally becomes a... Oh, this is awesome. It normally becomes a fire knife. So we killed him. Right, that gave me... I think that gave me an extra revive, which is quite nuts. I might need it, as I'm not... Like I said, I've not got my usual defences. And I'm not doing as well as I'd like. This is where the health recharge really comes in and helps. Because it will slowly all come back. It will completely re-heal me. It's gonna take a while. All effects last longer. I think I need to start doing armor. I'm getting my ass kicked a little bit. And part of it was I kept walking into that cloak dude. I don't know what they're meant to be, but they're clearly something quite special because they are incredibly dangerous. Scavenger, largely run through these. This version of the evolved knife is working out quite nicely anyway. Mowing through everything. Right, so there is a... So if you look, a little arrow, which usually indicates a treasure chest, is down there by that arrow. Do we want to go? No, that's quite a way up. The map is the map makes you think things are a lot closer than in fact they are. So quite tricky. So yeah. Oh, here we go. We've got a triple chest. Music goes on a little longer, gives you much more bang for your buck. Right, that has given me the full knife. Oh no, that's the fire wand. Oh, maybe I was confused about the knife. Effects last longer. Oh, and there's another one. We'll have that. Right, that's fully evolved the water, Santa water. I'm not going to get that because I'm not convinced that isn't. I'm not convinced that isn't going to screw me. And I don't have the loadout for it to screw me. So, okay, I think that's what I'm down here to find. I think I'm down here to find those, you see those runes dancing about at the side of the screen? I think that's what I'm here for. But obviously, I'm recording a video right now, so I don't really have time to sit and jot them down. Fortunately, I am recording this, so I will, I'll have a look at the video later and see if I can't figure out what that's trying to tell me. Because there's a screen where you can insert codes, and that's what it's trying to give me. That's very obviously an enterable code. Oh Christ! I'm still getting hit by stuff. Yeah. Need to be careful because these things do take a lot of hits to kill, as you can see. So there's no reason to... We're not trying to gain levels anymore or anything like that. So there's no real reason to remain in one area. So we might as well just head down, see if we can plow our way through. You never know, you might find something further down. I haven't... oh, shit. I haven't so far. I've tried on levels which I am, you know, easier levels, earlier levels, where I've got more control and more better loads out. I have just tried walking down and down. Ah, that's the fully evolved lightning. Yeah, I have just tried walking down and down and down and down and down and down and down as far as you'll go, and it's... I don't think it loops. I don't think it loops. I think it just lets you... I think I'm now off the map, because you've normally got like a little thing. So we'll go back up, shall we? I think I'm now down and off the map, so that's all of that. So we'll go up now. See how high we can get. Whilst being more careful than I am being, because really you don't want to lose the run. If you lose the run, it doesn't matter, because it understands. Again, talking about that gameplay loop, what feels important at first, you come to quickly realise is not as important as you think. So while you're early on, you'll be trying to early on, you'll just be trying to get to whatever level you can. What you actually need to be doing is trying to get money, because especially in the early stages, because that will let you into the upgrade screen, and the upgrade screen lets you start with better base stats and a couple of extra other extras. So there's like the health regen. Let's just get that. The health regen. You know, starting base health, starting base attack power, stuff like that, right up to, I don't trust you, right round stuff with a gold multiplier and all stuff like that. And there is, which I'm sure is going to be important later on, it's there. There's also one to increase challenge. There's one to make enemies harder and make more of them and stuff like that. So, depending if you wanna just start the game with the hardest possible challenge. Oh no, it was kind of going to the side there. It looked like it was highlighting something. Because there's so much going on screen. It's just attracting the eye. But I say this. It's so. I find this. Even at this stage where there's so much going on, like, I'm largely powered up, so I don't have too much to directly worry about. Right. I'm probably now at the point where I've leveled up everything I'm gonna level up, so when I actually increase a level, it will just give me money or health. You can normally pick from the two. We'll have a look at this. I'll go up in a second. Yes, so you can restore 30 health points every time you go a level. We'll put money because it doesn't... I don't need to complete this stage. It'd be nice if I could show that off to you guys, but to you all. But if I can't, I'm not gonna worry about it. So I've done this plenty of times. Again, I don't really have the best loadout for it. You'll see what I mean when it really kicks off. And it's just throwing the biggest health spongy, largest variety of the monsters. It normally only gets really like preposterous for the last minute or so. Because I can stand here and at this point a lot of the weapons I have are going to keep the enemies at bay. Oh, you're getting a little close, but as long as I aim in a direction. But that's not fun. Yeah, so the relaxation factor of this, like, now that I don't need to do much and I can just kind of walk in a bit of a circle and, you know, take a stroll, I find this really oddly soothing. like really weirdly quite relaxing. Which is the case early on, where you know, all the monsters are really easy, and strangely, that's where we get to late on as well. Ow. Bing. Double that. Yeah, when we get to this point, I also find it very relaxing. Oh, I am down to half health. I've been hit by a few of those things because my own attacks are actually obscuring where that's going to hit. So it's slightly there's some chicken up there. I could do with that. So yeah, the insane level of my attacks in this instance is actually slightly working against me. But usually this only happens for a limited amount of time. So I would have expected it to stop by now, and it is still going. So maybe, yeah, there we go. Oh, thank for that. Thankful for that. That was so. Oh no, here we go. These chicken guys are tough, and there's a really big version of it that is very, very difficult. So I could actually, do with getting up and getting to that wall chicken. Just trying to push my way through here to that wall chicken to heal up nicely. That would really, really help at this stage. Like I say, the map is helpful, but it does make everything... Oh no! There we go. Luckily we have a revive. That will revive me at half health. So I can still do with that chicken. But I would like to show you what happened at the end of a run, but I don't think we're going to do it this time. I don't think I can keep stuff far enough away from me to beat it. There's some chicken there. Are we in the chicken zone? That was going to be closer than it was. I thought that was pointing me to the one of those boxes, loot boxes. Apparently not. Let's go up a little further. There's some chicken. More chicken. There's some chicken. We'll have that. Look over to the left around here somewhere. When was the last time you saw a manticore in a game? That's pretty awesome, right? More chicken. There we go. We're doing better now. Should be back about where we started. Oh no, I didn't really need that chicken, but whatever. There he is. That's the shop. I don't need anything from that now. Ah, giant crab! I don't need anything from him right now, but yeah, he's quite a fun thing to have. You unlock him later on. You can give him 10 grand to update some of your stats, and there's a couple other things. He will automatically. Oh no, that's happening! I didn't realise that happened on this stage. Let's just get out of this and I'll show you what's happening there. Loads more money. I didn't remember. I've not played this stage for a little while. I didn't remember that happened. Oh, he's gone now. You may have seen a Reaper with a huge wall of energy. That happens on certain stages. You can't touch that light, it will kill you. I've not been able to kill one of those Reapers yet, but I think you can. He feels very, definitely feels killable. So, oh, that comes just the right time. That's the giant version of the chicken thing. There we go. That'll give us another box. So look, we're up to 12 grand already. Like in my first playthroughs, me and my mates are like amazed if we're getting about 180 gold, and at this stage, you know, it's a massive increase on that. But yeah, I suppose so, like, I suppose all that's left really to talk about is just the design, because for the most part, it is a game that very clearly doesn't take itself too seriously. Actually, that's kind of a handy place to be. No, it's not. No, it's not. That's not as handy as I thought that was going to be. It's a game that doesn't take itself too seriously, because while the early areas and stuff, it's all there's a chicken there as well. It does look all quite sensible and quite all looks authentic and stuff. After a while, you get loads of absolute nonsense. You know, there was just a great big chicken monster there, whatever that's meant to be. I'm sure it's something from D&D or something, maybe even something from Castlevania. Most of this stuff you'll see in Castlevania, because that's where they've taken heavy influence from, and there's nothing wrong with that, because Castlevania is awesome. But yeah, this game looks awesome. It's very basic. You can see where it started as a labour of love with no budget and everything. And it's just been refined enough that it still looks as basic as can be. And I do not mean that remotely as a negative, because we all know I love my pixel art and stuff. It looks as basic as can be, but it looks stylized to be that. And you know, if that's what you're aiming for, well, you can't ask for any more, can you? You're just, at that point, you are just succeeding in what you are aiming for. I could do with getting rid of that. Oh my god, that took off a big chunk of my health. Where's my mate? Here he is. Let's make some space. That's probably the last of the chicken we're going to get. So, this has gone better than I thought. I thought a little while ago we were going to... lose it about the 25 minutes, and we've done better than that. But we're now in the point where it's going to start getting desperate. I don't think it was this level. No, it wasn't this level. It was the dairy as well, a lot earlier on in the game. I got to needing 14 seconds. 14 seconds and I died. And oh my god. Some of the tensest I've been in a video game in years. I just could not believe it. 14 seconds. And I'm just kind of walking in this little loop as it's slowly closing in around me. Just desperate not to lose that couple of extra seconds. But there was just nothing I could do. Yeah, because it gets like this at the end. It gets like this. Like, there's not much getting out of it. There's not a lot of, especially with the weapons and stuff I have, there's not much getting things away from me once they start getting close. I just have to try and try. Oh, no. I just have to try and make a little circle and survive in that circle for as long as it's possible. So yeah, this is Vampire Survivors. This game is absolutely incredible. It's on Game Pass. I think we're going to do it. Go play it. Go play it. Oh no. Oh god, no. Go play it. This game is awesome. Here's what happens when you beat a level. The Grim Reaper immediately murders you. Bye.